All right, Ethan Skolnick back here at halftime. The Miami Heat lead 73-56 against the Milwaukee Bucks. That's right, 73-56 against the Milwaukee Bucks. No Goran Dragic, no Jimmy Butler. Bam Adebayo had 6 points, 3 of which came on a 28-foot three at the buzzer. They got 67 points from other people. I don't even know where to start here. I'm looking at the assist numbers, guys. I guess let's start here. And yes, Kylie, you'll get your flowers.
I know where to start.
No, you'll get your flowers after the pregame show for sure. But I'm looking at what they've 13 threes, 16 of 17 from the line. But here's the number: 19 assists on 22 field goals. 19 assists. Without their two primary playmakers, it almost looks like they're playing more free. Kylie, start. Just go, and then we'll get to the analysis.
I just want to say that I was right. I just want to say that I was right and everyone else was wrong. Like, that's just all I want to say is that I was right, you were wrong, Adam was wrong, Greg was wrong, and Brady was wrong. Like, I just wanted to say that I was right. I was right about everything. I was right about Tyler, and I was right about Duncan, and I was right about the Heat winning, and I was right about the Heat just doing better, obviously, overall. And I was going to be right when we signed Giannis.
All right, are you?
Hey, I picked him to win now.
I feel like this is my life. A woman coming out here and saying that she was right. You're right. You're right.
Well, if it's true, it's true. If the shoe fits,
I'm giving it to you. I took the points. Alf's here.
I was right. I was right, Al.
We got 5 more people. Greg, beyond Kylie being right, tell me why this is happening.
Well, the short answer is culture. But if we're going to unpack it a bit more than that.
Two of you are so predictable. My God. Okay.
Sorry. I'm very on brand there. That's why they love me. But so Tyler Herro, 16 points, 4 of 6, 3 assists, 7 free throws. I mean, Tyler Herro is literally like the ascension has begun. I know I tweeted that when the bubble started. It is happening. Jay Crowder, 4 of 5 from 3. What is happening there? Duncan Robinson hasn't missed. Bam Adebayo has 6 points. And the Heat are up by, I can't even do the math on 7 minus 56. So ultimately, the other big one is Giannis. I think that he only has 2 free throws. So there's something there as well. Brook Lopez has 8 points on 2 free throws. So like the big men that we thought were going to maybe give us trouble, we're not seeing that.
Well, I think you mentioned Giannis. They threw 4 different defenders at him. Certain parts late in the second quarter, they just stopped defending him. I mean, there's no point in getting in his way when he's trying to get to the basket. But Adam, I mean, when you look, we've talked a lot about the matchup. I mean, I did a whole episode. Alex and I did a whole episode with Steve Jones Jr. about the matchup. Everybody seems to feel this matchup makes some sense for Miami, but that included having Dragic spearheading your bench and having Jimmy guard Chris Middleton and do all the things that Jimmy does. They don't have either of these things. So why? And Milwaukee's playing hard today. They're playing all their guys. Why is this happening?
Short answer, there's 3 guys. It's number 1, Iggy. He's my MVP for this first half so far. Iggy's the MVP. And then I have Duncan and then Tyler in that order. Duncan is just you run out of words to call Duncan, but I think Iggy is the reason. Iggy and Jay are the reasons that the Heat are up so much, because Iggy just does so much off the ball and on the ball, offensively and defensively, that you can't really comprehend it because he doesn't score, but it turns into wins.
6 assists.
Hey, listen.
2.5.
Plus 23 and 12 minutes.
I'm not staying for the whole halftime because there's other voices. I want other voices to be heard. But I just want to say, and this, I'm the biggest Justice Winslow fan. This is the Justice trade game because Jay Crowder, Andre Iguodala, and to a lesser extent, but I got to apologize, my boy Solomon Hill has played some extremely stout defense against Giannis. I'm not going to try to say his last name. It's probably close to what I would have pronounced his last name as. But anyway, those 3 guys have played excellent. Tyler Herro, Duncan Robinson. It's easy to say those guys. Iggy, Jay, and Solomon Hill have been absolutely tremendous. And this is why you bring those guys in instead of counting on Justice Winslow, Dion Waiters, and James Johnson. So all the people that hate on that trade, this is the game that you're seeing why they made those plays. They have multiple guys that they can throw at Middleton and Giannis right now. I mean, Bam was on the bench, and they were still holding Giannis down. Like, they have multiple guys, strong, physical, long wing defenders. And I think you just saw that tonight. So anyway, I'm out. I'll see you guys after the game.
Yeah, we'll see after the game. You'll be on the post game when we do. Floor is yours. All right, so let's bring Martin in here because your first time here on the show. You wrote about Tyler Herro the other day. I think, to me, what we're seeing is that there's going to be a move made by game one of the playoffs. I always feel like Eric has a move in his back pocket. The move is Tyler Herro is the starting pseudo point guard. I think that's where this entire camp has been headed. Where do you see it?
Well, thank you so much for having me, Ethan. I can see the humility in this group is really something to wonder here with Kylie and everyone else. Just the humility, really, thumbs up. But about Herro, I mean, the fact that you're mentioning him as a potential starting point guard in the playoffs, it's a testament to his improvement as a well-rounded player. We started thinking of him as just a three-point specialist, but we see now that he can handle the ball. He can shoot a runner. He can penetrate the paint and get a layup, not because he can, but because he wants to. It's a matter of him gaining confidence and orchestrating the offense in the way that he sees fit. And Spoelstra trusts him that much more because of that. And we see that Nunn is tentative at times. Herro isn't. Herro is gas to the pedal, like pedal to the metal all the time. But it's in that speed, he also has kind of an order in the chaos that benefits the Heat in many ways. And let me just say, no one in the Heat has a minus rating in this first half. That's amazing.
Yeah, it is amazing. And so let's get to it because we talked about how, first thing, I did call one thing, Kylie. I said if the Heat got 10 threes out of Duncan, Herro, and Nunn, they'd win this game. I think they're at 7 already between the three of them. But let's get back. I mean, you mentioned nobody was a minus. The only guys who struggled offensively were Bam and Nunn. Bam was 2 of 8 from the floor. That included the late 3. Nunn was 2 of 7. I don't want to focus on the negative in a game like this. Nunn came out, made his first shot. I thought a couple times he came around the curl, and he's just hesitant. He's not – whereas early in the season, like first 2 weeks of the season, Kendrick Nunn, he was pulling up. He was taking that shot. He had the great chase down block, but other than that, he struggled a little. Brady, do you just let this roll like this, or eventually are we going to see Tyler as a starter?
I think they're going to roll with Nunn at least through these regular season games. I think they're going to kind of see how he progresses. And then eventually, maybe by that last 2 games, maybe the last game, they're going to try out a Tyler Herro starting, see how that role, maybe if Kendrick Nunn comes off the bench, how him and Dragic kind of work, how we've all said. But I think that they're going to have to use some time in the regular season to kind of see how well Nunn and Dragic can work together, because you can't start that in a playoff series I think this is the time that you need to start and try to figure that out a little bit more.
Mm-hmm.
But
let me throw this out to you, Brady, and I'll let all the rest of you chime in on this. It may be possible they're not going to go as deep in the playoffs. So he's not going to go as deep, and if he's not going to go as deep, you could technically not have to really worry about the Nunn Dragic problem if Nunn's not playing much. I mean, let's say Jay Crowder's starting, okay, so you have Olynyk and you have Dragic and you have and who am I missing here? You have Olynyk, Dragic, Nunn, DJJ, and Iguodala off the bench. That's 5. I mean, he may go to 9 anyway, and it just may be a choice of DJJ versus Nunn if you want length or you want scoring, right? I mean, I may be overplaying the Nunn Dragic thing because Eric may not have it in his mind to play 10 guys in the postseason.
I think the question before with Nunn is how these other guys were going to impact the scoring on the offensive side. But obviously they've shown that they can step up these few games, that they're not as worried about Nunn being the primary scorer on this team now that these guys are showing they can be efficient 3-point shooters and they can do everything else. So I don't think that's totally crazy that could happen. And I think it's very possible for Spoelstra to pull that out in these last couple games.
All right, I'm going to give Kylie the last word before we go back. But Adam, before I do, Boston, 2 games behind Boston. Indiana's playing Phoenix right now. That was a tight game at the half. Where is that one now? Is that have they pulled close? Because that 4-5 matchup is kind of an interesting one.
Oh, it's close.
All
it's
right,
a 1-point game.
So we'll see where Indiana is after this. But I mean, you're 2 behind the Celtics. You still don't have a tiebreaker, but you're winning a game you didn't expect to win. after you just beat them. I don't even know how you play the 3-4 thing because I don't know if the Pacers or the Sixers are going to end up in 5. But after you watch this and after you saw Toronto, and if Kylie comes back, I'll throw this to you. Do you want to get out of the Bucks bracket? Like, would you rather just stay where you are than get into Toronto's once? I mean, Toronto's the hottest team in the bubble.
Right.
Ethan, to your point about Bam, let's just say that Giannis is minus 13 in the first half, and he has a lot of his plate on defense with Giannis. And you know what? I do want the Bucks in the second round, but I don't fear anybody in the top 4. The Heat show that it can go toe-to-toe with Toronto. He can beat the Celtics, which was in doubt, and now it's spanking the Bucks in the first half once again. So I don't fear anybody in the top 4. In fact, I think they fear the Heat.
I mean, we may be looking at. I mean, Miami's going to go to 11-4 against the top other 5 teams in the Eastern Conference today after this one. So, Adam, Kylie, who do you want to get out of the Bucks bracket, or you want to see the Bucks in the second round?
Kylie?
I don't mind seeing the Bucks. I would like to see the Bucks. I mean, especially if they're playing like they're right now. I mean, honestly, like I tweeted this earlier, and I know this is unfair to say, but I would not be surprised to like look at a stat sheet and see that Giannis had scored all 56 of their points. He seems to be the only one who's able to get past our defense right now, which is awesome. And we're just shooting threes like nobody's business. Jay Crowder's looking great. I think we should start talking about him as like a threes guy more often. We don't seem to be doing that. I mean, he's shown that he's hitting threes like almost to the same like production level as Herro or Duncan Robinson.
I think we're afraid to jinx it because career wise this is not Jay Crowder, but it has been since he got to Miami, and I think there's concern that if we talk about it too much, particularly because I jinx everything, there's going to be a regression to the mean here. But you're talking about a guy who was a 32% 3-point shooter who's now shooting 44% since he got to the Heat on high volume. Like, this isn't like he's taking 2 a game. He's chucking 7 to 10 threes a game on occasion, and he's making 40% plus of them. So I don't know. I guess I'll give you the final word here, Adam. You want to. I mean, they're going to go up 3-0 on them, and they tried this game. This is not – Bucks didn't lay down.
Yeah, they really tried, but I don't know. The game's still not over. It seems like the Bucks still have one more run in them. I don't know. We'll see. But honestly, if I'm the Heat and I'm going to lose to a team, I want to lose to the team that's going to the finals. I don't want to lose to anybody that's gets stopped in the Eastern Conference Finals. So right now, I still have the Bucks in the finals, so I would want to play them. But after today, Raptors, I don't know.
I mean, you talk about the Bucks bench right now. If the Bucks are going to make a run, their bench needs to play better. Marvin Williams 1 of 3, George Hill 0 of 1, Kyle Korver 0 of 5, all from 3. Connaughton's 3 of 5. They've got nothing out of DiVincenzo, so they've gotten 4 field goals off their bench. Miami's bench today, Miami has gotten 9 field goals off the bench, including 3 threes. And that's 16 from Herro, 7 from Iguodala, and they even got 5 points from Hill and Jones. Kylie, you're going to be right about this game. I'm also going to win money on it, so I'm okay with you being right about this game. So
I think we're going to be right.
So we're fine from there. Brady and Martin, real quick. Anything you want to see from them in the second half you didn't see in the first? I don't know what it could be.
I want to see consistency in the third quarter because the third quarter has been a letdown for this team throughout this season. So I don't want them to relax. I want them to just continue trying to pound them in the paint, keep hitting those 3-pointers, make them run, stretch them out, but don't relax. Don't let this 17-point lead become a 6-point lead in 12 minutes.
Yep. It's not just this year, Martin. It's the whole decade, actually, they've done that. So, yes, I'm with you on that one.
I definitely want to see Bam be a little bit more active on offense with scoring the ball. Like you say, not be hesitant when he gets the ball down there in the paint. Don't be reluctant to shoot the ball. And I also would like to see Herro continue to. The thing that wasn't talked about is Herro's defense today has been absolutely the thing to watch. His quickness with his feet that he's been doing down. How many times has he cut somebody off down the baseline or anything? I think that's something to watch a little bit more carefully. The way he's improving on the defensive side. So that's what I like.
He has very good defensive instincts. He seems to be in the right place a lot. He has quick hands. And I know we gave him a hard time about the small wingspan and stuff. It doesn't seem to matter because he's anticipating plays. They've done a lot of good work with him. Tyler Herro, 16 points, plus 18, 4 of 6 from the field, 7 of 7 from the line, 2 rebounds, 3 assists, and a steal with only 1 turnover. That's a pretty damn good first half. I think he's going to be starting by the playoffs. All right. Thanks, everybody. We'll be back after the game with the floor is yours. Alex will be back, and Alf will be back, and Greg will be back. But you guys can join us anytime. We'll be back on Saturday.
Thank you.